cold warning swept through the crowd as a sharp-eyed man threatened to report anyone stockpiling supplies. Then a direct young man asked Auntie how long the snowstorm would last. He wondered aloud who would be blamed if the crisis dragged on and the food ran out. Inside the packed building, a man in a beige blazer argued over shortages, while another man with curly hair demanded food guarantees. A nervous man with curly hair raised his hands and assured everyone the supplies would hold out and the storm would pass soon. He brushed off the stern man's accusations and said he was not responsible for the crime being discussed. With his back to the group, Yi said he would not come out, insisting the cold outside did not bother him. A curly-haired man watched Yi enter the closed door and quietly decided he needed a way to detain him soon. Moments later, Yi sat on the couch playing a video game, relaxed and content in the warm room, then smirked as he tore open the paper bag. He lounged on the couch and said life felt far better now without work or relationship troubles. Then Yi glanced at his phone and wondered who would text him at this hour. He read a message from the owner group and noted that they wanted him to help clear the snow, then said the first floor was buried and the snow would last longer than any cleanup effort. Wrapped in blankets and shivering on the couch, he said it was too cold to go out and clear snow until the storm stopped. A curly-haired man scrolled through his phone, reading warnings about the deadly cold and complaints about not having proper gear. The determined young man said clearing the snow was everyone's responsibility and that the younger people should step up instead of avoiding it. Lying on the couch, Yi scoffed as the neighborhood committee demanded he clear the snow and warned him to obey. He looked at his glowing phone and said with a smug smile that he planned to offend someone today. He questioned why only their committee had to clear the snow and accused them of avoiding trouble with the wealthy. A distressed young man with curly hair stared at his phone, reading messages urging him to seek out kind and honest people instead of enduring bullying. A powerful leader with dark hair was commanding his group while Sue enjoyed a lavish party, showing off his wealth and connections. He told Auntie through his phone that she should ask, and to clear the snow instead. Cautious and alert, Yi knocked on the closed door, then flinched as a sudden sound echoed from the hallway. Yi, gripping a heavy weapon, threatened to smash the door, drag someone out, and beat them up. He aimed his rifle at the aggressive man, as the man shouted that only he decided who got beaten. He raised his gun with the bayonet attached, muttering that there was no reason to kill the man just yet. An unseen attacker aimed a crossbow at Yi and taunted that it would be more entertaining to draw out his death. In the dim corridor, an angry man with a baseball bat shouted that the person hiding inside would be finished once he broke in. A spear sliced through the air with a sharp whistle, marked by a sudden flash of light. An arrow slammed into the leg of a startled young man with dark hair, and he cried out in pain. Still writhing on the floor, he screamed in agony and clutched the arrow lodged in his bleeding leg. His reflection caught in the mirror. He lay crumpled on the ground with the arrow still buried in his injured leg. He stood with a heavy weapon on his shoulder and said a leg injury like that could leave someone permanently crippled. Then, injured but determined, he limped through the dim corridor with a wooden bat, thinking infection was inevitable without medicine or treatment. A hostile man glared into the darkness and warned that you would die slowly, in pain and cold. Sweating and bleeding, he stepped out of the elevator and saw a trail of blood leading down the hallway. Inside the apartment, A frightened and alert, Yi muttered that someone had just tried to kill him. Two people stared at their phones in shock as news spread that Yi had confronted and even injured his leg. A stern man with sharp features ordered his group over the phone to gather at UA community with weapons, vowing to kill his target. Snow drifted quietly around the tall apartment building, muffling the world in cold silence. Inside the cramped room, the leader told his armed group to break into his apartment and kill him, warning them not to get ambushed. A bald man with a large cleaver shouted threats, promising they would kill their target today, then swung the blade hard down the hallway. A man with a mohawk flinched and threw up his hand to block a knife lunging toward him. The man clutching his neck told the others the metal door was too heavy to break, then wondered how anyone could have made so many enemies. A metallic thump echoed as the crossbow rattled against the table, drawing every eye to the weapons and the flickering display. He frowned and muttered that it was annoying that they had shown up again. He smirked at the tablet, taunting the group to show some courage and mocking how tired they looked. He turned on the kitchen faucet with a confident smile and said he would help everyone calm down for free. He took a bite of his snack and glanced aside in quiet thought and watched the news as the reporter urged viewers to stay calm despite the disaster's staggering toll. The news anchor explained that officials were organizing a final attack on the snow disaster and urging citizens not to panic despite massive casualties. He reclined on the couch and read a group chat message saying the snow disaster would be over soon and everyone should stay calm. A message from Fang Qing appeared on his phone, asking Yi if he was all right. He read a reply on his phone and felt relieved to know someone was glad he was okay. He read a string of messages asking for food and heard the sender promise a meal in return after the snow disaster. He smirked and asked why help was needed so soon after the last supermarket run with Ning. Two women, one in black and one in yellow, scoffed and said he was unworthy after seeing his lobster meal photo. He read a harsh message blaming him for upsetting Qing and causing serious trouble. He scoffed at the phone and said he would not be fooled by anyone who kept switching between kindness and cruelty. He said starving through 2 meals was nothing if it meant winning Qing's affection. He drank from a red can and said that mixing White Lotus with green tea seemed to come naturally to some people. He sent a quick smiley and kept the conversation light. The woman with black hair glared at her phone and asked what Yi meant by his attitude after everything she had said. The woman with a black ponytail demanded to know why Yi had ignored her request for help, while Qing angrily said she did not care about him anymore. She told her frustrated companion to ask the others for help instead, since going outside was impossible now. A warm young woman called Zhou Peng and said she had a favor to ask. Yi, eager and red-haired, explained that he had picked the best items for Qing, even if they were discounted. A sweet, romantic mood filled the room as the brown-haired woman blushed and thanked Zhou Peng for being so kind. The tender moment was shattered by a loud bang as a woman in a dark ponytail and blue jacket burst through the wooden door with a white tote bag, catching the first woman completely off guard. Standing by the wooden desk, the woman in the yellow cardigan looked toward the intruder with clear surprise and confusion. The woman in the yellow cardigan instantly dropped her innocent, blushing act. Her expression turned into a cold, menacing glare as her eyes darkened with hostility. Leaning into the threat, she warned the intruder, "Dare to have other thoughts, maybe in your next life." It became clear she was nothing like the sweet girl she had pretended to be, but someone possessive and dangerous. Snow fell quietly over the glowing city as 3 days slipped by. He bit into his chicken and said the show was about to start as he checked his phone. Suddenly, the city plunged into darkness as someone shouted in confusion about the unexpected power outage. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.